let's continue looking at the charts. We already went over this one. This one is a trade taken by one of the members on the NES 100. So one of you guys did ask what was this trade after I showed you, I commented on Telegram, which was the 4 hour IPO continuation. So if you take a look right here, after the second drop, you have the break of this IPO right here, clearly. Then you have the market coming back to retest it and an easy buy. So this was the easiest, one of the easiest buy for this week. Sorry, past week. So he did actually catch both of the trades, including the first touch. I mean, the second test on this 1-day IPO and the break and retest of the 4 hour. And he took both this position. So well done up there. The next one would be the US 30 order block. It's a interesting way to use the order block right there. But here, what we did, we tried to get the break and retest of this earliest IPO here. I don't believe there's enough reason to sell using order block here. We don't even use it that name, but there's no enough information here for me to see a sell at all in this trade. But we can go to US 30 up here. So go to 4 hours and just close this one. So this is the first sell. Would have been something like, actually, I mean, just put the same time frame in here, 10 hours. Basically, what you saw in here was basically around this area. You wanted to sell, right? But right here, there's no info. There's no material to use, no technical analysis tool that could help you to sell using the 10-hour time frame here. The only thing you could have done here is grab this IPO and use that as reference. And if you did that, this would be the outcome after the break. Right there, you would have used that as a break and retest situation. As you can see, retested, pushed up, formed, came back, retested for another opportunity for a buy. Yeah, right. And you have the sellout. And if we kind of drop time frames, right? What do you see? Oh, sorry, went a little bit too far. As soon as you drop the time frame, you would be looking for another break and retest because this actually was the last push to the downside. So if you did use that, this would be the reference to buy. A stop loss probably below this low right here because it's just too close. And this would have been your buy position. And then from there, you continue using IPOs as reference. This is the 4-hour one. It just broke, so you have to look for continuation. And you have another double top on the US 30. Again, another target. So your take profit for this trade by continuation would have been on this break and retest up top here that wasn't reached because here was a 1-hour IPO. I remember there was a not 1-hour IPO here that was respected after the break it respected this IPO, but now it's about to it's supposed to break and continue to the upside up there. So that would be what I would have seen on US 30 plus. You have clear on the liquidity box up here, the contraction box. You have it cleared already, formed the double bottom. So we know the buy continuation needs to happen. So this again respected the 1-day IPO here, right? And then continue to the upside to approaching the take profit that we're looking for, which is right here, and also could be easily a sell opportunity if it doesn't break that area. Okay, but right here, the 10-hour order block, I don't see anything, but I do see that you use the Bollinger Band on the 10 hours. You can see closing outside, closing inside. That would be also a confirmation for a buy using the easy strategy 0.1 if you are an indicator type of guy. Okay. But I see that you got the break and retest here. That's actually the previous week sell that we used. And you also got the 4-hour IPO from the one we took up here. So those ones are correct, but other than that, not really got that. But you did manage to understand the continuation there that formed the double top, so that's good. The only thing is the order block sell, but yeah, you did get the double top formation that happened on the break and retest, but you should have used this as your reference, not the break and retest, because this is the more recent IPO. Okay. Next up, we have GBP/NZD. The question was, what IPO would be best to take here? I'm getting confused because I'm finding many of them and aren't such which are the best. Aren't sure which are the best when both of them, those be valid. Oh, that's a good question. So let's get to GBP/NZD real quick. Right here. Okay. As you can see here, it might answer your question, but I got the most the first IPO. I think I took it from 2 days actually. No, actually one day. I mean 2 days, but at the end of the day, including 2 days, it would minimize the size of the zone like that in case you're doubtful. You don't know which IPO to use in this break and retest because, like you said, it is 2 of them there. But as soon as you switch to 2 days, all your doubts should be gone. Okay, all your doubts should be gone because what? It forms that one IPO that you need. It gives you the size, a smaller size of the zone, and you could easily use that one. What time frame did you use here? 600, that's 12. Yeah. Again, I don't think that kind of helps. But yeah, if you have a major zone like this, where it tested once, tested twice, you might as well, it'll continue testing it. But if as soon as you have the major zone there, it shouldn't have any doubts at all. Because the bigger time frame is the first one you should focus on. Get those zones ready, and then from there you should be good. Make sure you got from the biggest pull-up, which is about this area. You probably used looking for probably around this area that you was looking for. But even so, if you wanted to look for a quick sell using the recent IPOs, this one it's not out of the question because you did have the push confirmation here. So if you zoom in here, what you have is a small contraction here, right? A retest and then a continuation to the downside. If you extend that zone, it would probably give you a entry. We'd probably go a little bit above, but definitely would have given you some type of entry right there, because that one is the last of the last. It does look small, but if you zoom in and then kind of do this, you definitely see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, that's in case you wanted to use a smaller time frame for a sell opportunity, a daily trade type of thing. That would have been just fine. But if you like had any questions about where's the right IPO, just trying to minimize the numbers of sell candles there and find the right IPO. So for example, go to 10 hours, you would have seen it there. The 12, even the 12 hours would have been here if you followed the rules. If this is a sell candle, you go to the daily, and it would probably give you a bigger size of the zone here, because this would be the last candle down before the last spike for the sell. But yes, it would have to be the 12 hours. I mean 10 hours if you wanted to find the sell opportunity. But overall, my biggest thing here is if you have the major zone right here, and then you start looking for a break and retest, which is right here. So this is your buy zone. You're gonna use this break and retest for your buy, right? Right here to continue, okay? But again, major zone, it's right there. So you can't have any doubts when it comes to that, okay? But all the other zones are correct. You got the 10 hour, which is the break and retest. This one is the 4 hours, the break and retest. And the question I just answered is usually the 10 hours for that zone, okay? Also, I think the market did do a kind of like slow down in momentum there, a small contraction here, the last spike before the sellout to retest the daily, actually the 2 days IPO right there, okay? Right here, you have the NASA 100 we already covered, but this is a double sell. This is the first looking for a second sell. I wouldn't advise you to do that, especially when it's retesting it like that. But sometimes you can have a double top, but that's basically gambling on a second reversal if you don't have a fundamental basis to continue selling, okay? Again, I'm gonna repeat. This is the second touch on this IPO, right? Using that as a reason to sell for the second time is basically gambling if you don't have fundamentals to back you up, okay? But already covered NASA 100. This is a GBP AUD looking for a break and retest. So why would you not take this IPO? For the simple fact that we already have a IPO in this area. We just broke it, we retested. So if I'm looking to do anything, I would respect the order that it comes from. So first, looking for the retest and the continuation buy, just in case, the fundamental is when I mean fundamental is basically the strength of either currency. So if it's pushing up, it's because GBP, Great British Pound, is either very strong or AUD is very weak. So if the market already told you that one of them are strong or weak, try to follow that, and before you try and look for a IPO play. So what I mean is, if the market just broke an IPO, look for the retest first before looking for the first push manipulation. And if you're getting the last candle up before the last candle down before the up move for a buy opportunity, make sure that IPO has removed liquidity in the past. Okay, I'll explain that on the chart. But let's go to GBP AUD real quick. So what time frame is this? We're looking at 180, and he see if I can find that. Oh, there you go. So if you come to this right here, right? It was right here. What's the replay mode? So this it was right here when when this pattern formed, right? And you did took the right size of the IPO, because I know for a fact you switched time frame to get the right IPO there. So well done there. So we probably went to 4 hour, I guess. 6. There you go. 6 is the right one. So having the 6 hours level here, it won't allow you to take the 2 hours IPO here, right? Because you can see what happened when it goes to the 6 hours, and there was no liquidity collected to the left. Okay, it was just a retest from the major IPO. Okay, so there was no liquidity collected there, so there's no reason for you to go for the 2 hours IPO. The market might react to it, but it doesn't give you any confidence if it's not a retest from. I mean, if it doesn't collect any liquidity. And what I mean by liquidity, I mean is if you have, for example, double bottoms here or supports, a lot of support, and the market just breaks it and then spikes up, then you can take the last candle up for a buy, another a break and retest. Okay, that's why I don't take a lot of first candles like this, because it has to collect liquidity most of the times before you take this IPO here for the buy right here. Okay, remember that. That's on the first package that you guys first purchased. Okay, everything needs to be reminded. All right. I mean, you gotta double check those stuffs, okay? So as you can see here, you should see a retest. There's the retest coming up. Retest happened, and the buy opportunity also happens, okay? Go back to the 6 hours. So we kind of have to include 50% a little bit, but that's basically what happened for you here. And guess what? You did succeed in this trade, because it did come to this level to retest it and take it out. So I hope I answered that question, and congratulations on your buy. It did buy exactly how you predicted. So congrats there. It even broke that zone, so you could even take this zone as a retest area. Let's see if it continues to the upside. Yep, there you go. It would have been a retest opportunity on the previous zone above here. That's probably around that area. This probably was a big spike. Let's see where we can find. Okay, there you go. This is the exact zone. So if you use this zone, you can see with first test, second test, third, the market came back to retest this IPO right here. You can even use the time frame payroll, but there you go. It sticks the same in this situation when um, you have the liquidity collected candle, and you switch time frames, and it still maintain the same on the daily and the 2 days. It's probably there. You don't want to go in too deep, because it will probably form another one candle and give you a bigger zone, instead of just taking the 2 days that I already told you. It already showed you that that's the correct one. So the retest happened. As you can see, the market didn't go below this IPO for the retest. It's just a perfection. I have no doubt in my mind this is one of the most accurate strategy out there right now, to be honest. So you guys have to be on top of this. What's next? Oof, this is a lot of stuff in here. This is a lot of stuff. Weekly RGB. this okay? This is your own strategy. Last weekly swing equilibrium. 4 hours. I have no idea what's in here, but I can see that you use the time frame payroll right here for to find this line. That could have been a retest and a continuation here for Bitcoin. So if we did go above this line, you probably see a continuation to the upside. Let's take a look. Okay. So here, I don't know how to comment this because I have no idea what all these lines are. And I believe that might not help as much as uh, I don't think I can really comment much here, but let me know. Actually, let me know what you did here and what are those weekly uh, things that you have here. You could do a video and send me on Telegram. I'm interested to learn exactly how you do your analysis and this method that you're currently using. Okay. And by the way, sorry guys for my voice. I'm a little bit sick. I don't know if it was the food from the hotel, but I am extremely sick right now. But I should be fine by tomorrow. Right here we have the US 30 break and retest on the 1 hour. And you have the 4 hours. So you did take the 4 hours there to find that zone. I remember this. So this one is correct. But to take 1 hour here as a level, I mean, it theoretically speaking is correct because it did retest here, it breaks, and then that's the retest. Okay. I see what you did there. But you may need more information to continue the trades there. Okay. So you used this daily IPO, right? It gave you a little bit of a sellout, but I wouldn't use that as a reference to for a sell, for the simple fact that we already sold. Maybe a sell to this IPO wouldn't be something that I could wait because on the 4 hours it's still there, right? The IPO is still here. Actually, that would have been the best scenario for me. The retest here and then the continuation, but that didn't happen. But to actually look for a sell of kind of like a long-term sell or a daily sell, I wouldn't go for it. But I would definitely use it as reference to kind of control the market movement, but not necessarily to trade on. But you probably need a little bit of more, or you even added the trend line in here, the trend line that was broken. But you probably need more information from a high time frame point of view. For example, if you would have tried to find the IPO right here on the double top on 10 hours, I believe, or 12, a day. It's not even there. This doesn't even form the IPO that we need for the retest. You see, I wanted to merge. Sorry, it's 4 a.m. in US. Still not used to the new hours, but using just this itself, it doesn't tell a lot, to be honest. So yeah, try to get more zones into here, trying to actually follow the pattern, get the zone get the zones to where the market formed before, and then trying to get all the areas right before, because this is just too simple, and using that as reference might not help you there. But we already went over US 30 also. Let's just go over this. This is a break and retest on gold on using the 2 days time frame. And you got the 10-hour IPO, and you had your target somewhere in the middle. That's probably the higher time frame on to make that a one, but let's see how it went. So it's gold. I have one zone here. Let me see where I took it from. Hold on. I took it from the daily right here. That's the zone that I'm looking for. We do have the same zone for what it looks like. But if you have more doubts, you could easily go to the 4 days. It will just make sure it gives you that one candle. Even the 6 days also there. You can see that the market first tested this, now it's testing this one above. So yeah, for your gold sell, I don't see no reason not to sell using that zone. But in my personal opinion, what I really think is gonna happen is, as you can see, you have a beautiful contraction in here. And what I think, what I will expect from gold is one big push to the edge of the 4 days IPO, and then the sellout to this level, and probably continuation to the upside, breaking the zone above. But if gold, if US dollar start continues to what's it called? It continues to get stronger than gold, you will see gold continue falling. But that's just opinion. We can't really comment on that as long as until we do a full fundamental analysis. And fundamental analysis pretty much it's like the graphic is, forex is Amazon, and the currencies are the product, right? Or yeah, that's a good analogy. It's a product, and basically you got to go do a product research, understand more about the product, what's happened to it. Or even better analogy would be stock market, right? If you're investing on a stock, you got to make sure what's happening on the background of that stock. Look at the finance books and see how they're doing in order for you to know if you're gonna buy that stock for the long term and then sell it in the future on a higher price. uh, and that's what you need to do on the currencies. What you need to do is find reliable sources. Could be the ones I give you guys in Patreon, or the ones I give you guys on the fundamental videos that I posted on the easy package. Okay, in the beginner package. So as soon as you find a reliable source, keep track of maybe this is a tip. You can keep track of all the orders that are rising from each currency. For example, I have a book that tells you how many people are selling Great British Pound for that month or for that week. You can find that weekly report on Google, or you can even Google, meaning YouTube, do a YouTube search of currencies transaction report. It will tell you exactly what to look at, and it will tell you the exact amount that the institutions are buying or selling of each currency, and that you can use as reference for your long term trades. Okay, and that's how you swing. You can't swing without having some type of fundamentals to back you up. You can use zones from a high time frame. That's also a thing, but having a fundamental to back you up is also very, very helpful. Okay. I think I answered all the screenshots that you guys send me, and also for those that I think I saw a comment where one of you guys said that I should not teach this to a lot of people. Um, the thing is there's no problem to teach to more people. The problem is for you guys to keep it for yourselves, right? If you learn it for you, and master it, gain your freedom, teach your kids, teach your close cousins, keep it in the family. Don't be out there, teaching anybody that asks you, because at the end of the day, the more people that knows it, the less accurate this will be, because the market makers, if we have millions of people understanding the system, they will find a way to change the way they use structures, because the way that we trade today is not the same way we trade 20 years ago, because so many softwares that we have to accumulate the data from previous manipulation, which helps for future trading, which is the IPO. And that wouldn't be possible if we didn't have a software just like TradingView that could manipulate the time frame to find the right size of the zones, right? Because at the end of the day, what software is doing is to accumulate the averages of the manipulation zones, or order block, or whatever you guys call it, or uh, right? So it accumulates it, makes it one, gives you a more precise zone to use as reference. And that's why in my journey in the Forex, I have so many snipers, because I use those techniques that only can be done with the TradingView software. Okay. So yeah, back in the days, there was no charts. They see it on the journals, and then they just play it out exactly as stocks, right? And back in the days, manipulating the market would have been easier because they had no chart reference, right? And even when they did, what they teach you is to use the Fibonacci extension, which is just garbage. Uh, you know, but of course, you could find somewhere to find 1 or 2 trades using the Fibonacci. It could work out, but not because there's a Fibonacci play, but it's just continuation of a trend, retesting any IPO, retesting, a previous support resistance, if you may. But I hope you guys understand my point there. Besides that, I'll be finish up my analysis here. It's around 4 o'clock. I still have like until 6 o'clock in the morning to actually start trading. Yesterday, I did show you guys the NAS100 trade. I hope that trade went well and that you guys catched it. But yeah, that's all for today. I hope you guys heard the announcement on the previous video, which is I will be doing Zoom call on the next month for people that are struggling. I also went over the sheets to see all the 3-week challenge, and some of you are still struggling for. So those people, if they are still in here by the next month, they will be the first ones on the Zoom call list. I'll be posting a list where you can sign up your name and schedule a specific date for your Zoom call, okay? I'll see you guys on the next video.